I want to close by just saying one thing personal that I never talk about. Why I do what I do. I'm driven 24 hours a day to defend Jews. And here's why. My mother was a Jew. She was an Orthodox Jew that hated Christians. At the age of 4, she told me, Christians kill Jews. Christians hate Jews. Jesus died, don't dig him up. I named you after your great-grandfather, Mikhail Katz-Nelson, who was burned to death in his synagogue with 2,000 Jews. I found out from Shimon Peres that his grandfather, Metzner, was the cantor rabbi in the same synagogue. But I had a problem. My problem was I had a father who was a professing Christian, and he hated Jews. How in the world did she marry such a man? It's crazy. She had 7 children, and she was married to an anti-Semite. But here's what he believed. He believed she had an affair with a Jewish man, and I was not his son. So he abused me year after year. At the age of 11, I was so ashamed because I never could defend my mother. And on Friday nights, he'd sit her in a chair. He'd come home drunk and sit her in a chair, and he'd slap her in the face, say, "You Jewish whore." And I'd sit on the top of those stairs, and I'd be so ashamed because I didn't have the courage to stand up to that man. And one day at 11, I got the courage. And I screamed, "Stop it!" And when I screamed and he ran up the stairs, he picked me up by my throat, way above his head, and strangled me. I went unconscious. When I woke up in a fetal position, I screamed in rage, "God, why was I born?" And then I knew the answer. I couldn't defend one Jew against a Jew hater. My purpose in life was to defend all the Jews. That's what drives me.
Mike, I've known you for close to 40 years, but I learned tonight things that are I didn't know, that are deeply moving, and I think people appreciate the force of truth that came from your words. So thank you for your friendship for all these years. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to join you at this 2020 Christian Media Summit. Usually I would be meeting with you face to face, but this year the coronavirus has forced us to meet digitally. But still a real pleasure to address you from Jerusalem, because I know that Israel has no better friends than our Christian friends around the world. And your friendship and support is greatly appreciated, enormously appreciated. Since I spoke with you last, so much has happened. Most importantly, Israel signed peace agreements with 2 Arab countries, with the Emirates and with Bahrain. It was the first time Israel signed a peace treaty with an Arab country in over a quarter century. And it was the first time ever that Israel signed agreements with 2 Arab countries on the very same day. These new agreements will not only bring us the blessings of peace, but they will bring us also the tangible benefits that will flow from new cooperation in trade, in commerce, in investment, innovation, transportation, tourism, and so much more. I think this is a remarkable hinge of history. It speaks also to the legitimacy of the Jewish state. I went to Washington to sign these historic agreements with the representatives of the Emirates and Bahrain and with President Trump, President of the United States. But I didn't do so by sacrificing our patrimony or jeopardizing our security. I did this as a proud citizen of Israel, as a proud son of the Jewish people that protects our patrimony and our security. And I think this is a change, because it marks, really for the first time, the full acceptance of Israel's legitimacy here. This is something I need not tell you about. If anyone has been there all along through thick and thin, it's you. You have understood the historical imperative, this great odyssey of the Jewish people coming back to their land, building up their state, rebuilding their capacity to create and defend their present and their future. And in this, I want to tell you, my friends, you've been extraordinary. You've been extraordinary friends, extraordinary champions of the rights of the Jewish people and the land of Israel, and extraordinary champions of the truth. So keep raising the torch of truth, because sooner or later, everybody will see it.